Okay. This is roughly the same setup. Well, I say roughly, I don't know why. It is the same setup. I have made no changes, really. I'm not using any passives on Mordred, because Mordred's whole thing is go to the other side and fuck him up. And Mordred already has the stuff related to that. Backstab remains one of the only ways in this entire mod to inflict a wound, and it inflicts so much wound. I have no passives on Miriam, but Miriam works perfectly fine right out the box. I think the only one I'm really having some trouble figuring out completely is Avadonia, but Avadonia's thing is the fealty shit. Guy with the highest HP gets the benefits, and that's Arthur. Pretty much, yeah, so. Yeah. Miss Mermaid, again. The highest HP. Oh, this is gonna be annoying.
Ah, この下にはヘビイチゴとブルーベリーを溶かしたような川も流れて、発火の香りと長寿の香りを混ぜると湧き上がってくる花を刺す香り。この公園上は我々と違ってとてもキラキラ錆びてますね。すごいですね。壮大な公園準備をするのにこれ以上完璧な場所はないでしょう。そう思いませんか、刃さん。
うるさいゲストね。
あら、驚きました。心臓が眼光から外に出ると思いましたよ。観客ですか、お客さん、あるいはショーをお手伝いしてくれる道化師さん。今見て気づいたんですけど、お一人じゃないんですね。マトリョーシカ。どれどれ、2人、多すぎる。あ、ちょっと待ってください。見てください。人魚さんも機嫌がいいのかマイクをいつもより高く掲げてますね。
わけわかんないから一つずつ言ってくれない？あと、あえて言うならあんたがゲストじゃないのかしら。
道化師は自分の公演を直接担当することができないんですか？バラエティーですよ、バラエティー。
何が面白くて笑ってるんだか。
さあさあ、 そう言わずに道化師同士手首の匂いでも嗅いでみましょうか。今日はスパイシーな香りをつけてきたんですよ。
待って、急に近寄られたらびっくりするでしょ。そうやってむやみに近寄ってくるのは礼儀じゃないの。分かった？
白状者。最近の若者は頭がギューって固まってますね。笑いが乾いてくしめった時代、小さなことにも簡単すぎるくらいに起こるんですよ。笑いで満たせないなら道化師は空気の抜けた空船になってしまいますよ。
怒るのは当然の感情でしょ。
当然ではありません。何かに期待する者たちやそんな悪臭の塊みたいな飴を作ることになるんですよ。チョコレートにハムスターに物事に天気に雑草に他人に、そして自分に。相手のうなずきもなしに勝手に期待して飴を作ったくせに自分で食べないんですよね。自分で作った飴の味が臭いってことを知ってますからね。その代わり他人の口にさっと入れてあげるんです。期待することが多ければ多いほどすっごく臭い飴の塊を胸に抱いて誰かの胃に詰め込むのに忙しくなるだけです。
じゃあ期待しない人生はどうやって生きていくべきなの？
雑草が期待してくれって言いました？太陽さんが期待してもいいって言いました？一体誰が期待することが正しいって言いました？セロリの葉っぱくらい口元が痛いですね。傑作だ。期待しないからもっと目が痛くなるものが見れて、怒らないからもっと辛い味を楽しめるんですよ。全てが転がっていくボールのように、ボールがどこへ行ってもいいって言ってくれるんです。本当に人のことを思うのであれば期待するのではなく、そばで笑ってあげることはできないんですか？ここに住む人たちは皆道化師。道化師はお互いの笑いを食わなければ生きていくことができないんです。
あんたが何を言いたいのかは分かった。期待するってのは必ずしも相手にとっていいものでもないから、あんたの全ての意見に同意することはできないけど完全に否定できないのも事実よ。
おほんほん。私はただ笑いであふれる世界を作りたいだけです。みんなが心配事なく笑う世界。しかもそれはただ単に怖いだけですしね。
でも期待するってことはその人を信じることよ。あんたは期待に応えることができないから怖くて逃げてるだけじゃない。
どうでしょう。幸福を望むことが罪というんですか？みんなが笑う世界を望むことは悪いことなんですか？まあショーで見せたい笑いはお互い違うものですよね。そっちの自分が望む笑いの形態を願ってショーをするだけじゃないですか。他の道化師を笑わせるために公演を繰り広げましょう。挨拶はこれくらいにしてそろそろ下の上で遊んでみましょうか。
ええ、あんたの言葉を借りるならお互い自分が立っている舞台を守るべきってことでしょうね。
Okay. And back. Okay, so sidestepping trip, La Regole. Le Regole. I keep calling it La Regole sometimes. Sermon. Behave yourself. And Sword of Betrayal. shit. He's already almost dead, damn. Yes. Okay, so I have no fucking clue what happened. I'm fairly certain what... I looked over the footage. I had to delete some shit. I was babbling incoherently at 2 a.m. while half awake, while beating the Oswald fight like it was nothing. Looking back at the footage, I'm pretty sure what happened is, I had Mordred use Sword of Betrayal and then just sat there pissing around half coherent while Mordred backstabbed everyone to death. Because backstab is one of the only ways to inflict wound in this entire mod, and it inflicts 3 wound every time it's used, which is kind of insane. I'm still somewhat sick. I don't care. I was genuinely confused as to what to do with this floor. I had no plans to... God. That feeling where you gotta sneeze. I genuinely had no idea what to do with this floor. The old setup was just put a bunch of random dudes in, like Gaspard. I mean, finally, that one's... I've been feeling that one coming on for like last 10 fucking seconds. Not Gaspard. It was originally just to put people like Grapple and Kim and Midjay in, and I kind of wanted something more coherent, and I thought, you know what? I don't have a spot anymore for the Forgotten Association, so I might as well put them in. I did take... I'm pretty sure I took... I took that one shimmering thing off from the... The Inspiration Workshop Overseer, and gave him Immortality and Adaptive Armor. I should probably not have done that. I technically shouldn't have that. The only thing I can think of really is to... Actually, no, I might as well do this instead. Fuck it. Where is Helena's incomplete page? It's currently on Soul. Never mind. Wait, I'm pretty sure I didn't use that, though. Didn't I, shit. I'm pretty sure I did something with Soul. And I don't remember what it was, because I can't look at Hakma's floor right now. It was... I had a choice between using that and using something else, but I think I still left it on his page to begin with. Honestly, fuck it. Oh, right. Well, do I want Immortality or do I want that? Yeah, fuck it. Rigid Plates, Inspiration Workshop, we're going back to the old setup. Grit. He will gain 3 protection every turn, and it'll stack all the way up until he has 18 protection every turn. Sturdy Armor from Incomplete Revolutionary in Orange. Relentless Combatant from Natalia's Office Fencer. Grit from Boris. I think I gave them all the same thing all the way down. Grit, Sturdy Armor, Triple R Suit, Attrition Protocol. Wait, what? Oh, they had Attrition Protocol. Wait, wait. Where's the Fencer? There should be 3 of these. Forgotten Association, Rhythms. So this guy has it. Yeah, he has it. Then who did the Elite go to? The elite went to something. The elite went to... Oh, did I give that to Arthur? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, to make him more unkillable, basically. Alright, so... They have the, you already know this. You already know how they work by now. I know what this fight is. Multi-strike is useless, but onslaught will be very useful. What did I give Gebra? She just has Mio's prowess. Oh yeah, time for round 2. When HP drops to 1, fully recover HP and stagger resist, purge all stats ailments. HP cannot reach 0 before this occurs, once per act. Gain 2 strength and endurance for the rest of the act. I'm pretty sure this is what gave me a page that was like... Either this gave me a page that said not found when I first played this game, vanilla, or she had a page that said not found. Cannot be redirected. This page is used against all enemies. Yeah. Not a fan, personally, but... they can deal with it. Alright, I'm gonna mute for the rest of this fight, so you don't hear me sniffling.
全く違うな。殺戮に狂った狼とそれを狩る猟師。そんな羽毛の衆と私を阻もうだなんて。私も舐められたものだね。それでも過去の赤い霧と呼ばれたものか。ちょっとは楽しみそうだね。誰かに会うたびその名前が出てくるな。そろそろ飽きてきたりはしないか。そんなわけないだろう。こんなところに住み着いてるって話を聞いたらみんなびっくりするだろうよ。あの化け物みたいな力は相変わらずか。私も噂には聞いてたけど実際に見たことがないからすごく気になってたの。お前の価値観じゃ力が全てか。当たり前だろう。強くない者に頭を下げる理由がない。それなら弱い者たちはどうすればいい。軟弱な奴らはそれぞれ生きる道を見つけて勝手に這い進まないとな。強者に従うか強者に殺されるかのどっちかだ。おとなしく従いさえすれば守ってくれる奴もいるだろう。力で勝ち取る戦いはキリがない。血を流す戦いの繰り返し。勝者でさえ心安らかにいられない世の中なんだ。自分の利益だけを考えるといつであれ全てを失うこともある。何かを奪う力だけが本当に正しいのか。おい、どうしてそれが奪うことになるんだ。ただこんな風に生まれちまった場所で生きるのに適した者たちが生き残るだけだろう。適応できないのは食われるか選別されて消えるだけ。上位捕食者と呼ばれる強者たちこそこの世で生き残るのに適合した生命体じゃないか。人間もそうやって生きてきたのに何を言います。力というのは完璧に自分自身を見せることができる手段のうち最も確実で簡単だ。私がお前よりも強いということを証明すれば終わり。どんな飾りも偽りもなく純粋だ。私は力が全ての世界を望む。そのために団長の旦那を手伝うの。ああ、もちろんお前たちにも掲げる意義と大義名分ってものがあるだろうな。他人のためとか平和な世界だとか別に興味も湧かないが、お前たちから見れば虚しく死ぬ人間たちが不安でかわいそうで何かしてあげたかっただろうけど、都市の人たちはそれなりにいい暮らしをしていた。無理やり渡した贈り物を都市の人全員が喜んでありがとうございますって受け取ってもらえるとは思ってないよな。 それに計画を進めるとしても罪のない人間の日常を破っているし、それを他人のためという言葉で放送することはできないだろうな。私も知っている。私も堂々とはしていられない。だから悩んでる。お前が知る必要はないだろうけど、ただそれぞれ立っている場所にあったやるべきことをやればいいだけだ。ああ、お前も私もそれぞれの満足と欲望を追い求めている。そしてそれだけだ。これ以上の価値を追い求めるということは言い訳しているということに変わりない。それぞれ守るか奪うべきものがあるから。分かったなら始めようか。
Man, Dante's gonna give me so much shit for letting the Red Mist die. Beat down, overspeed, and Tanya's page. Tanya's page gives you, let me check. Guts. Basically, it's a free revive. You restore all HP. I'm going to go off on a fucking limb. Yep, beatdown is exclusive to Tanya. It's too overpowered to use otherwise. I think you're allowed to use overspeed, though. Yes. All dice gain plus 6 power, but dude, it costs fucking 5. Why? Why would you ever use this? What is Tanya's page range? What is it again? Okay. 2 to 7, 2 to 7, 2 to 7, 2 to 7, 1 to 8, 2 to... Of course, Oswald's just 1 to 8, because I'm different. I'm the Joker, baby. Okay. So, that's that one. Also, Deshesids. I did something a bit interesting for this, but I got shit to do, so we'll cover this later. And we're back. Couple of things. I think I'm starting to vaguely... I was thinking back while trying to build this team, and I thought of a couple of things. First, I thought, because I randomly found these pages, or these books and pages. First, I thought, you know what? I am starting to understand now, and it made me remember way back, and I want to find this in the recordings now. Way back when I first did the weird ass book discussion, like book club reception that gave you all this stuff. I was like, man, I thought I saw a big number. This is kind of ass because I saw this. Inflict 1 glue. I was like, oh, that's kind of ass. I'm not going to use this. And then I realized, but while randomly looking through all the key pages, all of these key pages, while team building, I noticed way back in here, I noticed them and I started reading them and realized, oh, the big number I saw was here, not on the comment pages, on the key pages. So you had 5 dudes. And I'm probably going to voice the same opinion when I do my final thoughts. But by the time you do the book club reception, I'm pretty sure you don't have access to a whole ass team. In fact, I don't even remember if you have access to attribution yet when you do the book club. Which means, yeah. The idea I found here, insofar that I can figure out, just on paper, is... you have trimmer, and you have trimmer distribution. If the character has trimmer distribution, and they use their respective page, they specifically have to use a combat page with no non-counter offensive dice, and it has to be against a character with that type, which means it has to be Gloom, and it has to be Sinking. So, when using a combat page with no non-counter offensive dice against a character with Sinking, if this character's trimmer distribution and has played a Unity page this scene, which that is what it is, what those are Unity pages. Add a blunt die 8 to 11 on hit, inflict 4 Sinking and 3 Sinking count this scene and next scene. If any other allies are present, all allies recover 6 stagger resist. Otherwise, gain 1 drive, recover 1 stagger resist for every blah blah blah. This was the one though. Same shit, but it's against a character with Gloom, you get an offensive block die, 8 to 11, on hit inflict 10 Gloom. I was kind of wondering what that was about. Because when I was doing some team building off recording before, I was like, what do I even have that does Gloom? This feels like a Rupture situation. There's barely anything that does Rupture. What do I have that does Gloom? That's it. That's all you get. And 3 of these are all exclusive to... Wait. Why are there 2 separate My Gift to You? That's kind of fucking weird. Maybe it's because it's exclusive. I don't fucking know. So there's 3 pages that involve Gloom, and 2 of them are exclusive to the princess. Gloom isn't even anything that impressive because you lose Gloom. Let me see. Is there a thing that says what it is? Recover X less HP and stagger resist into the scene. It reduced this by 1. X speed that's become available at the end of the scene. Recover 10 times X% of max stagger resist, including if staggered, and have the stack rounded down. It doesn't say what Gloom is. Well, I looked at it. Wait, no, this should say it. Yeah. Okay, I knew I read it somewhere. At the end of the scene, take X damage and stagger damage. Upon rolling an offensive die, subtract 1/3 of the stack. So against enemies now, that's going to be... Even in vanilla endgame, you're going to be fighting a lot of enemies that just spam offensive dice. So it's really not going to be that great. Honestly, yeah. I kind of like this page. I hate that you only get 1 of it. I really hate how I might use the cheater toolkit to give me 99 of the shit that isn't exclusive, just so I can play around with it more in the long run. But I kind of dig this. I'm just gonna say, I don't know why. I think it's Oswald, man. So it's not like, how can I make this work? And I looked into it, and there were these 2 from the book club, Reznov, the leader unit. To start the act, gain 3 restraint and 10 tremor count. To start the scene, as this character is restraint does not have tremor chain, lose 1 restraint, gain 10 tremor, and burst tremor on self to convert it to tremor chain. And I knew I saw this one before. At the end of the scene, if this character has more restraint than fairy, gain 1 restraint. If this character has more fairy than restraint, lose 1 restraint. There is also an opposite one from the J-Corp Warden. That is, if this character has more restraint than fairy, take no damage from fairy. If this character has less restraint than fairy, take twice as much damage from fairy. So yes, you theoretically could combine these to make, yeah. A lot of this stuff I'll probably already repeat in the finale, and then like my final thoughts, because I'm going to offer that up as a condensed version of the entire fucking playthrough, just showing shit off, or explaining shit and whatnot. I'm not using this. Not here. I just genuinely, actually, hold on. When using combination 3 or more different types of non-counter dice, yeah, he's good for rapid gashes, because of that. So, I just wanted to explain that. I'm still not quite sure how the fucking tremor system works in this. I'm gonna be real. I genuinely don't know. But, yeah. So, no, the key page we're gonna use is the... do I need to verify the files again? Revolutionary and Violet. So... the Revolutionaries in Violet have some basic stuff. They can use ranged attacks. They have a second speed die. All dice gain +1 power for every 3 pages in hand. When a die in this character rolls the minimum value, reroll it. Activates once per die. Basically the Purple Tears thing. Worldly Scholar, draw 2 pages at the start of each scene, and that's basically it. I gave AP ammo from... this is slightly cheating because I'm using the refracted stuff from the book of GDI. I gave AP ammo because they're using a lot of rage pages. I don't care. I literally was racking my brain, like, how can I... What can I do with these guys to fit them in with their bullshit using their pages? Ultimately, the only thing I could think of was... No, the only thing I could think of was, how about a discard build? What I was originally doing with them in the first place was 3 Sigil of Lightning, and then a bunch... It was like 3 Akashic Record, 3 Sigil of Lightning, 2 Know Thyself, and 1 Heavy Reading. I think that was it. And I was going to do that, and the idea was just going to be to spam Sigil of Lightning, but they didn't really have any... They had page draw, but they didn't really have light gain. And, they had the Unity page, Know Thyself, but... I wanted something a bit more, and I thought to my... while randomly going through the pages, I noticed Emerald Dahlia, and I read it. I reread what it does. It has a parry effect onto its dice. Draws 2 pages if they are the same cost. Inflict 1 erosion. But it was this one. Recover HP and gain Emerald Light equal to damage dealt. I really do appreciate, and I'm not saying this in any sarcastic way. I'm not like, look at all the busted shit I can do. No, I really appreciate genuinely that all of Corey's 9 flower pages are not exclusive to him, because I like the idea of being able to experiment with this. And I decided to combine it with the other Emerald stuff, which is from Elika's complete book, which, again, I'm really glad all the Emerald stuff, except for Emerald Infusion, which I understand why that has to be exclusive to Elika, because that's what gives her Emerald Mark. But that aside, I appreciate that all the Emerald shit is not exclusive to her. I like the idea of trying to play around with it. So we have How Noisy, 0 cost, it consumes 1 strength on the enemy to inflict 1 paralysis, gain 3 Emerald Light on use, pretty decent, Pierce. Sigil of Lightning, inflict 12 damage, inflict 2 paralysis. Sorry. I'm feeling a lot better. I had to do a bunch of stuff anyway, and I just waited for a bit. I feel a lot better. This is really nice. I keep thinking this, but I don't think it would work out that way, because it doesn't have the play a melee copy of this page. I was thinking all the way back to the Hop Office in Jato, who have that effect of replacing all the dice based on their cost and their rarity. Based on the page's cost and rarity. It wouldn't work here, though, I think. But yeah, there's that, because this is from either the Book of the Revolutionary Violet or the incomplete Book of Akasha. And I cannot burn books right now, so I can't double check that. But I genuinely like this because it's just, let me just shit out some damage and paralysis using magic. Behave yourself, will you? 3 blunt dice, 4/8 all the way down. On use, draw a page. This consumes strength, endurance, and haste to gain Emerald Light off the enemy, so that's cool. And an Emerald Scythe, which is only a 2 cost. I mistakenly misremembered it as being a 3 cost. You recover 6 HP. You spend 2 Emerald Light to use it. You spend 3 Emerald Light on hit to inflict 1 erosion. Still pretty good. And considering that 3rd die right there, you should gain a lot of Emerald Light with this setup. I did this for them all the way down because I didn't really know what else to do. Akasha, on the other hand, I really like using with the intended setup, because All dice gain +1 power for each page in hand. Upon losing a clash, discard a random page. That I wonder how well that could work with a discard build. Draw 9 pages at the start of each scene. You can only have 8 pages in hand, I think. I think. When the die this character plays, yeah, that's a manipulator of odds. And this character is not staggered. Respond to one-sided attacks with the combat page Akashic Records up to 3 times per scene. So, just to explain that, +1 power for every page in hand. If he did nothing with 8 pages in hand and responded with the Akashic Record page as a counter, it would be +8 all the way down. This guy is like the king of tanking one-sided attacks. I'm looking forward to seeing what the entire chain of this is, because I don't remember from trying to do Geonrin's Fall 2. This one's really good as well, because again, by default it gains +1 power for every page in hand, and it gains another +1 power for every page in hand from his passive. And then there's this. On use, lowers the page's cost by 1, gain +4 power for every page in hand. Use it enough, and it just starts paying for itself, honestly. Well, not even paying for itself, just costing so little you don't gotta worry. Alright, so let's get to it. Nimble Puppet, Weighty Puppet, Puppet Angela. Manipulate Flesh. Does not gain additional speed dice for emotional bonuses. If defeated while having puppet strings, will revive after 2 scenes with half of its max HP. Assailing Pools. Gives red mark to the librarian with the lowest HP next scene. Not a chance. Shove. Ripple. Drawing the strings taut. Give 1 puppet string to all puppets next scene. Okay. Similar to Bremen, I didn't mean to talk over him. Similar to Bremen, I love Jaehan's just the way he's kind of stanced up like that.
大事な息子を生き返らせるための一抹の希望。その希望を消して俺を絶望させた。ローランに対しての恨みと復讐心。どうしても外には見せられなかった感情を人間の肉で包んで形にするんだ。ただ肉の塊で満たしたいらないものをなくす代わり、俺の中でわだかまっている感情を込めるんだ。そうやって一回ぶちまければ息苦しさから少しだけ解放されるんだ。そうしてやっと生きているって感じられる気がするんだ。だからこそ俺がこの人形たちを粗末に扱えるわけがないだろう。
自分の感情を詰め込むか。理解はできないけど、特に何か口を挟んだりもしないでおくね。それでもローランにあんなことをしたってことについてはそんないいことだって思えないな。
俺の大事な人をものの見事に奪ったから同じ方法で返しただけだ。
研究所を全部燃やしたって言ってたよね。
ああ、おかげさまで俺の息子はかけら一つも残さないまま全部焼けたんだ。登場でもするつもりか。
いやー、俺たちってお互いのことを心配するくらいに近しい仲じゃないよね。ただ気になったんだ。ここまで来たのは復讐のためだけだったのかね。
小さな部分ではそれぞれ違うが、隊員全員が至ろうとしている場所は同じだ。ローランに対する復讐はそこへたどり着く道に偶然ぶつかっただけだ。復讐が大事な理由ではなかった。まあおかげで思い煩うことなく晴れ晴れとした気分で進むことができるだろうけど、
それぞれの事情があるって本当に悲しいことだね。そうだろ。自分がやることに対して堂々とはいられないから。何をしたとしてもね。
だから自分がやりたいことにだけただ集中するべきだということじゃないのか。
俺もそれぞれ自分が出したい香りのまま生きていける人生を願ってるよ。でもそれって自分がやるべきことに対する責任を全て回避できる自由って言えるのかな。
他人のために生きたがる奴らは前に進むことはできない。個人が広げたい夢の大きさは多種多様で無限にある。そして全員の事情をおもんぱかりながら自分の自由を追求するというのは虚像のような話だということは分かっているだろうが、お前の言う通り一人ずつ抱きかかえている器の大きさを考慮するべきなら、いやそれはお前が勝手に考えるべきことであるが、少なくとも俺はそんな世界を望んではいないから。まったり討論しに来たわけではないし、そろそろ始めようか。
そうだね。そうではあるよ。じゃあみんないつも通り接待を始めよう。
Hesad's just a real bro. Oh god, I think it's doing it again. And back. Okay. Let's fucking go. What is your bullshit anyway? Exhaust all pages in hand and deck. Oh, yeah, obviously. Give puppet strings to his puppets over the first 4 scenes. If a puppet has no strings or is dead, will not use pages to control said puppet. At the start of the scene, gain protection, stagger protection, by the number of puppets that are alive plus number of puppets that have died while under puppet strings. Speed dice +1. Upon death, revives in 2 scenes. Cool. I know. Yeah, I remember how you do this now. Let's see. Let's go with what's that? A 3 to 7. I mean, they all have the same HP. So, how's that going to work out? What are you even doing, anyway? These guys... Oh yeah, he gets 50 stagger barrier. Fuck yeah. Forceful gesture... Puppetry, creak, press flood. Okay. I know what to do. I know what to do. Die. Die. See, you can't do shit if I just keep bursting you down. And then... yeah, let's take forceful gesture and let's take repressed flash. Shit. Oh well. Restore one light, draw a page. Let's take that. Yeah, there you go. If I can. Oh, and I can still use, yeah, let's go with that. Oof. I thought I was supposed to lose puppet strings if I beat the counter dice. What the fuck? Oh man. What does Red Mark do? Oh, that's not gonna do shit. Wait, that gave me... I thought it was supposed to give me Gigi. Oh, okay, never mind. I get it. draw a page. You know, I wonder if I can burst down one of these guys. Yeah, good point. $6 to 15, right? If I use 2 of these, that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that becomes 13. And then that gets plus 12. Eh, fuck it. In fact, yeah. I wonder if I ignore everything, can I burst the puppet Angela down just for fun? Good question. Haste. You know what? Yeah. She didn't have puppet strings. Does she not come back? Ideally, I should just kill you. Oh, wait. Oh, you have strength up. Bam. Let's do it. Wait. What the fuck is that? Hold on a second. Upon recovery room stack. I'm confused. Has he just not been hit yet? Has he just not been hit this entire time and lose any? What the fuck? That's weird. That's weird. I'm genuinely kind of weirded out by that. Also, this isn't working. Am I supposed to directly clash that shit? I don't fucking know. I thought you weren't supposed to directly clash counter dice. I thought that you just clash them naturally, even if you didn't hit them. Well, fuck it, I guess. You have 1 strength. I can make use of that. How much Emerald Light do I have? I think you need like 8 total. Oh no, I got 2 dudes right now that can use that. Alright, let's go with that. Let's go with that. And I'm just gonna use more lightning on you. Because this is what I do. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go with that. Wait, no. There we go. I forgot about this. Shit. Yeah, hold on a sec. Yeah, let's just waste that one. Use, yeah, go. Alright. Oh, shit. I'm very tempted. Inflict 3 fragile to self this scene, add dose to hand. Recover 12 HP of all allies on hit. Alright, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use Cosmic Crush. What? Oh, So if I don't use it, but combat starts, I still get it. That's okay. Also, I really just wanted to check to see if Cosmic Crush being lowered to 0 would cause it to just stay at 0 from that point on, if it kept lowering by 1, or if it would reset properly. Nah, I want him to, like, I don't want to win this right away. I'm actually trying to see what this does. Okay. So... discard 3 pages, adds Troth to hand. Najatra, however the fuck you pronounce it. Add Ne to hand. Force of Wildfire. I'm gonna win. Shit, I guess I'll figure out the full chain later. I really hope the mod creator doesn't fucking nerf Sigil of Lightning. It's really funny to be able to spam that shit. And you get Jahan's page, and that shit. Cool. And now this is the next 2. Okay, so these 3 floors are gonna be the next video. Real quick. Let's see. Yeah, what's this? Really? It's just a page with no effect. With 0, it's just a blunt page with 0 effect. Again, I feel like this is great for the Marins. Like, what was that 3 cost? Chorus? Once during to all their allies, the page loses its ability afterwards. I wonder if that actually would work with the Marins. I'm genuinely, like, kind of considering this. I'm genuinely kind of considering using some of these for like a sort of generic Marin build, that uses the Marin's Crystal Hearts passive. We'll see, because there's a lot of dice here that just don't have an effect, and pages that don't have effects. And I have to remind myself, yeah, motherfucker, that's because you went all the way, you went to beyond where you should go. The head fight is literally intended to be post-game, according to Steam Workshop, and you did that anyway. It's just the fact that you wanted to get the end game out of the way that made you decide, I'm not doing the Ruinous Library until I finish the game. Alright, so next up, let's finish this shit up.